Okay.
Hey, mic check for me. You probably need to hear our guest too. Audrey, say something.
Hi. Can you hear me?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You're hired.
Awesome.
You are now a news anchor.
Yay.
I'll take that silence as a good.
Yeah, I hope. Okay, check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got a level, Manning. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. Overmodulated.
That's just probably the mic, because this is.
Let's see if the mic needs to come. Oh, I can't.
Just old.
Is that all the way up or all the way down?
You know, ignore that. We do not touch.
Okay.
Touch that, because I know that sometimes we'll get feedback.
Okay.
You are.
Check, check. 1, 2.
2.
Don't know what to adjust.
This is the.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Good afternoon. Welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Maddie Gardner. Lauren Coleman is back in studio
Hey,
this
y'all.
afternoon. Hope vacation was wonderful.
It was wonderful, but I missed you guys. I'm glad I'm back.
And Monique Robinson joining us on the 4 to 5 today with the forecast. We're excited to have you as well.
I'm happy to be here.
It's all fun. Jalen Gilkey, by the way, he's joining us later on. He has a heartwarming story coming up about a teacher who is shifting gears for a student with cancer. You don't want to miss that one.
Can't wait for that one, but we can't forget about Eric Chilton, who's
Chili.
having a wild Wednesday at the Greensboro Science Center.
Yes.
Can we hear it?
It's a rule. I'll explain why in a minute.
Okay, he's going to explain something, which
All
is
right.
good.
Well, we'll check in with you a little, Eric, a little later, Eric, but we have some more top stories to talk about. A man accused of killing his girlfriend appeared in a Guilford County court today. Michael Cadogan was extradited back to High Point last night from Tennessee.
Cadogan made his appearance over Zoom as the judge talked about a possible sentencing. You may remember he was arrested last week for reportedly killing 19-year-old Gianna Delgado. Delgado's body was found in the trunk of her own car by deputies in Tennessee. Cadogan was driving that car to meet a friend after he reportedly asked for help in getting rid of Delgado's body. The friend called 911 and said Cadogan showed Delgado's body over FaceTime. His next court date is August 20th. We do have a team in the courtroom and we'll bring you a live update on his appearance at 5 o'clock.
And America's dad is getting out of prison after charges were dropped against Bill Cosby. The former comedian filed an appeal in December. His lawyers argued Cosby's whole life was put on trial, which led to prejudice in the courtroom. The Pennsylvania State Supreme Court reviewed a judge's decision to let prosecutors call 5 other accusers. The state also examined an argument that Cosby had an agreement with a former prosecutor saying the comedian would not be charged. Cosby was convicted in 2018 for aggravated incident assault and was deemed a sexual violent predator.
An update now out of Surfside, Florida. 16 people are confirmed dead. Search and rescue crews, though, are still digging through the rubble of a collapsed condo building. The Miami-Dade County mayor said they found the bodies of 4 more people today. 147 people are still missing. Florida's chief financial officer says this is now the 3rd largest building failure in the nation's history. Get this, behind the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995 and the 9/11 terror attacks. Authorities in Florida requested more search and rescue workers from the federal government as the chance of severe weather there will make the mission harder.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup with some of your headlines here. A mother accused of killing her 2 children has been indicted for conspiring to also murder her ex-husband. Lori Vallow Daybell is charged in the death of Charles Vallow, who was killed in a Phoenix suburb months before his son JJ Vallow and stepdaughter Tyler Ryan went missing. Police records show he was shot by Daybell's brother when Vallow was picking up his son. The incident accused Lori Daybell of plotting with her brother to kill the father of her children. Prosecutors say Lori Daybell and her husband Chad had religious beliefs which they believe to justify killing her ex-husband and 2 children. And President Biden is hiring more federal firefighters and raising their pay to help respond to the severe drought, which could cause intense wildfires on the West Coast. The president's administration says fire seasons now need year-round response so crews can take preventative action so they can get fires out in a quick enough manner they can be controlled faster.
So today we're announcing what I still think is not enough. This year we're going to provide retention incentives that's going to ensure federal wildland fires. Our firefighters are making at least $15 an hour and provide for additional 10% bonuses for those working on the front lines. But a one-time boost is not enough.
Federal firefighter pay starts at $11 per hour right now, according to the Interior Department. And Serena Williams is out of Wimbledon because of an injury. Williams withdrew yesterday after hurting her right leg behind a baseline. The professional athlete was serving when her left shoe seemed to lose traction as she was hitting. She asked to visit a trainer during a medical timeout, but despite the injury, Williams continued playing until she had to withdraw from the match. This is only the 2nd time the tennis star has withdrawn during the first round Grand Slam in her career.
Back here at home, the city of Greensboro is easing mask mandates in city facilities starting on July 6. So people who are fully vaccinated from COVID-19 will not have to wear face masks in most city buildings. Some locations like day camps and public transportation will still require face masks for everyone according to state and federal guidelines. Unvaccinated people are being asked to wear masks inside buildings to protect themselves and others. Signs will be posted at building entrances and masks will be available for visitors who need one. No one, however, will be forced to show proof that they've been vaccinated.
And we're tracking a noticeable increase in one of our local coronavirus numbers. This shows the percentage of tests in Guilford County that came back positive. So the latest number is 3.1%, which has actually been the past 2 days. You can see the bump it's creating in our graph here. We haven't seen a number above 3% in more than 3 weeks. We're still doing really well, even considering this bump. But remember, the state wants us to stay below the red line, which is 5%.
A recent report shows more teenagers are looking for jobs, and now the Greensboro Police Department is working to help them find one. Back in March, Chief Brian James set out to find 500 open jobs for local teenagers, but the department found 700 positions.
Really, the goal was just to find a way to get teens employed for the summer, give them something to do, put a little money in their pocket, and hopefully actually prepare them for future employment. So actually making them viable candidates to find jobs in the future and find out what it's like to be employed, so learn some of those skills around being employed.
So far, 200 teenagers have been matched through the police department's program, and it's possible that more have been connected to employers through their website. Positions from many industries, including landscaping, retail, even jobs with the Greensboro Grasshoppers, are still available. For the police department, it's about being there even when there isn't a crime.
But the police department's a part of the community. We're working to help the community in a number of different ways and hopefully support and serve our community, not just, when there's an emergency, but, these are real people who live and want to thrive here as well.
If you are interested in connecting yourself or a teenager with one of the places hiring, check out our website right now for a list and the information to apply.
And Greensboro restaurants are preparing for a busy weekend ahead as more people are able to go out for the 4th of July holiday. Companies have been facing a labor shortage, but one Greensboro business says they're prepared early for a weekend like this. Take a listen.
We, took a big step at the beginning of summer to make sure that we were staffed and ready to go for the summertime, because that's one of our biggest seasons. So we offered employee referral programs, bonuses, sign-on bonuses to our employees. We're a people-first organization, so we wanted to make sure we were ready to go, and we're ready right now and staffed.
So we will take a closer look at the labor issues in Greensboro coming up on WFMY News 2 at 6.
Unemployment benefits have been a topic of conversation in our state as Republican lawmakers and some business owners argue they're keeping people from returning to work. A bill to end the $300 federal weekly unemployment benefit is sitting on Governor Roy Cooper's desk. The Putting North Carolina Back to Work Act would end the federal benefits that are set to expire on September 6th. If the governor signs this bill, North Carolina would end the program within a month.
Well, a Charlotte restaurant is adding a service charge to help boost employees' salaries. The service charge would add 23% to customer bills as a way to replace traditional tipping. And managers of Leah and Louise say 21% of the fee goes to servers and hostess, and the other 2% goes to kitchen staff and managers. Restaurant owners say the extra cost will cover health insurance, 401k accounts, and even team trips.
I think this is interesting. We were having a conversation about this in the newsroom, Lauren. A lot of people in our newsroom have worked in the service industry as well. So they were saying, waiters and waitresses, they make $2.13 an hour right now in North Carolina. They depend on tips. And right now, if people aren't tipping, they aren't making any money. And they're already being overworked because so many places are short on workers. So I think that this is a way in Charlotte for them to make sure they're tipped at least 20%, and they're not expecting additional tips on top of that service fee.
Yeah, I think that this is fine. Other areas do stuff like this as well. I believe Miami, when you go there, you get an automatic gratuity onto your bill, and I guess that's because a lot of people don't tip, or they have people from all over the world coming to visit, and maybe tips aren't a thing in other countries. So that's to ensure people do get tips. So this does go on in other places. So I think this would be a pretty cool idea.
And they're being public about this. I mean, this is making headlines all across the Carolinas. So I don't think they want it to be a surprise to customers when they come into the restaurant. They're saying, hey, this is going to be on your bill, and we're not going to increase the price of our dishes. So just know that this is going to be added.
Very cool. Excited to see how that goes.
Yeah. All right, Monique, let's hear the forecast.
Well, it's the last day of June, but the heat and humidity are surely enough packing a punch heading out the door. 91 right now. We haven't seen a 90 in quite a bit, at least in Greensboro. The temperatures staying in the hot range, at least for today, and cooling down a bit as we go through the course of the day tomorrow. And even looking at our satellite and radar, we're going to start to see some showers roll into our area starting tomorrow. Some thunderstorms well to the south of our area, really showing that nice clouds sort of blowing off in that northwest direction. The upper levels, you can see the winds pushing those clouds off in that direction. Really cool view to look at as we go through the course of the day today. For most of the triad, though, staying fairly dry. We did have some pop-up storms down to our south, but again, most of the triad staying dry today. Tomorrow, a completely different story. The weekend, though, I'll have the details on that in just a bit. All right.
All right, so from the looks of things, you can't tell that I'm at the Greensboro Science Center, but I am. And by the way, for what I'm talking about, the mask is, you got to do it. We're talking about Inside Track's Zoo Trek. That's a program they've done before. They're doing it again. Audrey is one of the zookeepers here with the meerkats, and she's going to release the hounds. Here we go. This is what you get to do if you sign up for this program. Yes, you get behind the scenes of these little guys. Oh my gosh, how cute. We're going to show you more about this and what else you get to do with the meerkats and other animals with this program in just a minute. 4 to 5 comes back in a couple minutes.
Well, most of us were taught to stand out and to lead, and in today's U-Day segment, Coach Lamont teaches us an important lesson about leadership.
Recognizing a challenge of some sort is easy. Now, having an answer to that challenge, well, that could be complex. However, becoming the solution to that issue is not only promising, but it is the essence of true leadership. Never stop at the door of a problem or sit in silence when you have an answer. You were created to be the solution that many of us are waiting for. I believe if we look around our nation right now, the problems that we currently see can easily be solved if many found within themselves the power and drive to just simply fix it. But what are you doing with what you are carrying? Find your place, whether it's in your community or government or your industry of choice. Come to the table as the answer to the problems. Remember, problems are inevitable. How we respond to those problems determines the change we will see. This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best you day. I'll see you tomorrow.
I have a friend who lovingly tells me, Maddie, don't come to me with problems, come to me with solutions. Because it's all about your mindset. If you come with a defeatist attitude about something, you're not really going to come up with a lot of ways to get past it.
I agree with your friend. You know, come with those solutions. We complain about a lot of things, but how are we going to fix the problem? How are we going to address the issue? And we should focus on that, put our energy that way. It's
so easy to get stuck in that victim mentality, but then stuck is quite literally what happens. You get stuck there and then you can't get out. So I think just always trying to be positive and have a solution-minded attitude is good.
Yep, great words from Coach Lamont. He always brings us a great message every day here on the 4 to 5.
Yeah, now we have a problem. We're going to break, but the solution is we're coming back in like 2 minutes.
And you can join us on Facebook.
See, Lauren?
See? Yeah.
Good job.
Problem solution.
Proud of us.
Different vocalizations for different type of predators as well. Ooh, wow. So, hi baby.
There's nothing there.
It's okay. That one's Chabanda, that's the dominant female. That one calling. Yeah.
Hey, another mic check. Manning said it might be a little better now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check.
Your mask is like.
Is it crooked?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's because of my ear thingy. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. How's that, Brad? 1, 2.
I don't think that is better.
Yeah, sound well. No news is good news. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll try to keep my voice kind of like this. 1, 2, 3. Not my normal, loud, obnoxious TV voice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I know.
Oh, look at climbing all the way up to the top. It's like Brad when there's a sale on Marlboros. He's like, get me in there.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. Okay, it is one thing to just observe animals at the zoo or the science center, but imagine getting inside the enclosures with the keepers.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, Eric Chilton is at the Greensboro Science Center with a look at a program that does just that. So Eric, what is this all about? What are you seeing out there?
It's so cool. It is, inside track, zoo trek. They've done it before, but it's back now. People love this, and if you're interested, you probably need to reach out very quickly. Audrey's one of the keepers here for the meerkats. They're adorable, first of all.
Yeah.
So if I were doing this program, the mask, right? We got to do the mask and the glove, and then tell me what we would do with the meerkats.
So with these guys, what we would get to do is we have part of their diet, so they're getting fish today.
So look at that. Hold that back up. Just like Mom used to make. Okay.
And then we let the guests feed them, so they're getting an up close and personal experience with the meerkats.
All right, so while I'm doing this, why don't you tell us a little bit about the meerkats?
Okay.
Because listen to that noise that they're making there. What is that?
So they're scratching at their shift door to go inside for their dinner.
But we have 6 meerkats. They're all related.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Little dirt?
It's all right, never hurt.
Oh, apparently not.
We have 3 siblings, Terry, Chewbacca, and MJ.
Can you tell them apart?
Yeah, so this one's Terry and that one's MJ.
Wow.
And then we have 3 sisters, Chabanda, Chabia, and Chakala. Chabanda is the mom of the 3.
And they're native to where?
They are native to Africa. So in the Kalahari Desert, they are in mobs. So mobs can have up to 20 plus individuals.
A mob of meerkats?
Yes.
That's the right word term? Okay, now
Yes.
I know. There you go, guys. I mean, this is the coolest. No, you do not get to do this unless you do this program. But there are fees associated with it. We've got all that on our website, so make sure you check out WFMYnews2.com. We got that article up right now. Are you jealous, guys? Just be honest.
Well, earlier I said it's 91 in Greensboro. Well, check this out. That is the hottest day thus far this year in Greensboro, 91. This is looking at highs across the entire triad. We're all sharing in this brunt of heat for this last June day, and temperatures even now still feeling very, very warm. 85 there in Asheboro. That's kind of one of the cooler numbers, but that humidity still making for muggy feels out there. The dew points in the 60s. This is when it's sticky. Heading out, 61 in Greensboro. I mean, the moisture is quite abundant, making for uncomfortable conditions. Our radar over the last hour or so kind of showing you some pop-up storms well down to our south, some of which include some lightning there in Charlotte. But again, most of the triad staying mostly dry. And as we go through the day tonight, not so much a chance of a shower. Going through the day tomorrow, take a look. Rainfall totals start to accumulate, especially in our mountains. And then as we look at the entire triad, more rainfall totals through your Friday evening. The big question is, for the holiday weekend, will it be a washout? I mean, we'll be able to grill, cook out? I'll have all the answers in just a bit. Stay tuned.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. New drip for you today. New drip for you today, Brad.
One Ragsdale teacher and coach rekindled an old passion of his during the pandemic.
Right, not only is riding his bicycle improving his health, it's what it's doing for one of his former students that is the real story. Let's bring in WFMY News Studios' Jalen Gilkey. You're going to pick it up from here for us.
Yeah, guys, well, after spending a short time with Richard Capps, you learn 3 things very quickly. He loves cycling, his family, and his students. So when Richard found out one of his former students' health was declining, he decided it was time to put the rubber back on the road.
Well, during the pandemic, you know, I was 283 pounds, and I had a young man that I had coached football and lacrosse, and found out that 6 months after he graduated, he had contracted a rare form of cancer.
Richard Capps has been a teacher for 8 years all over the state of North Carolina. Now he's at Ragsdale High School in Jamestown. But before that, he was at Havelock High School in Eastern North Carolina, where he met a very special young man named Nate Crow. Nate was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma almost 4 years ago, and when Coach Capps found out, he knew he had to do something. So he decided he was going to get back on his bike for Nate.
I was getting ready to start classes with college and everything, and then a big lymph node swelled up on my neck, about right here at the size of a lemon.
I couldn't get him off my mind, and I thought, you know, rather than sitting here on the couch during the pandemic, I have the ability, and I'm not going to sit here and complain about not being able to do something when I have a former student that is fighting for his life.
So Coach Capps decided he was going to ride his bike across the state of North Carolina in October to try to raise as much money and awareness as possible for Nate and the Crow family.
You know, I'm a firm believer that if we have the opportunity to help someone, then we're all called to do that. You know, we have the ability, the resources, the means, or the door is open for us to be able to do something for somebody else in need, then that's the greatest thing we can do for another human being.
And guys, North Carolina isn't the only state Coach Capps will be riding across. First up, he's headed to Iowa, where he will ride in July from state line to state line in honor of Nate.
I love that. You know, I love what Coach Capps was saying about he couldn't get Nate off of his mind. And I believe that people are put on our minds and our hearts for a reason. We are supposed to be doing something for them, whether it's thinking of them, praying for them, or reaching out to them. So I think this is exactly what Coach Capps did here.
Absolutely. I know during Teachers Appreciation Week, we talked about how teachers should be appreciated every day. You know, there are cheerleaders, there are counselors. I think that this is a great example of that, how he's going above and beyond to do something for one of his students.
I think teachers are definitely life-changing people. You know, they really plant great seeds in us. They do inspiring things for us.
Yeah.
And so throughout our lives, I think teachers are always monumental. So.
Yes, and Coach Capps would like to also thank the entire Ragsdale community for everything that they've done for he and Nate as well. And if you'd like to donate, all the information will be on my web story and WFMY.com.
From state line to state line. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bike riding.
A
lot of cycling.
Good for him. All right, we are live on Facebook right now. If you don't know what that means, head on over to WFMY News Tuesday page. You'll see our entire show there, and we're chatting with you during the break. If I can get my computer to work. So if you work on computers in this building, someone help me.
Kevin!
Kevin over here.
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination.
He's a good boy.
Well, happy hump day, everyone, and welcome back to your 4 to 5. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Maddie Gardner, Jalen Gilkey, Monique Robinson, and of course, we got Eric Chilton in the back.
And an unidentified animal.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 4 to 5.
Who you got with you, Eric?
Who's your friend?
It's the new mascot. It is an okapi, which I didn't even know what that was. But
Oh,
I'll
it's
tell
like
you
a
what that is
zebra
in a minute,
giraffe. Oh,
and
I
how you
just-
can get this close.
Sorry, I gave it away.
That's exactly right.
Well, you know. Nat Geo fan.
That's what I'm saying, Steve Irwin.
I didn't know what it was either.
But I am excited to find out what you were doing with that okapi. Eric Chilton's at the Science Center today, getting a little bit too wild for us. Welcome to the 4 to 5. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm happy I'm inside. That's all I can
Yeah,
say.
it's hot out there.
outside.
Almost pool weather. Almost that time.
Cool weather.
Not almost. It is. Jump in. Jump in.
We're getting a little bit closer to the animal here, but we will let you know what's going on with that and with the weather in just a moment.
All right, yeah, we'll check in with Eric in a second, but let's get into some of our top stories. The CDC says it will leave it up to state and local leaders to set guidelines for mask wearing as the Delta variant spreads faster here in the U.S. Health officials in Los Angeles County, California are recommending everyone wear masks again when inside to lower the spread of COVID-19, the variant. The variant is now in all 50 states and makes up for 95% of cases in the UK, and new lockdowns are in place in Asia and Australia. And Moderna researchers reported its vaccine produces an antibody against many COVID strains, including this variant. We spoke with Dr. Uhl yesterday about the variant, and he explained the variant is still rare in anyone vaccinated. Take a listen.
If you've been vaccinated, this is really nothing to worry about. What this virus is going to do is take advantage of pockets of unvaccinated populations.
But if you are fully vaccinated, is it possible to transmit the virus to someone else if you have been exposed? Let's verify this for you. Our source is the CDC. We know that the CDC listed the variant, the Delta variant, as a concern in the U.S. because it seems to spread more easily and quickly than other mutations, which could lead to higher COVID case counts. The CDC says the vaccines authorized for emergency use are effective and protect against most variants, but they add it's possible that a small percentage of people who are fully vaccinated can still get COVID and transmit it to someone else. These are called breakthrough cases. Remember, getting the vaccine does not stop you from the chance of getting the virus completely. There's always a small chance that someone could still get the virus or be asymptomatic. The vaccines, though, help prevent severe illness, which has led the CDC to update its mask guidance, allowing fully vaccinated people to take off their masks. So we can confirm that, yes, a fully vaccinated person could be exposed to the Delta variant and transmit it to someone else, but it is less likely.
And the city of Greensboro is easing mask mandates in city facilities starting July 6. People fully vaccinated will no longer have to wear face masks into most city buildings. Some locations like day camps and public transportation will still be required for everyone to wear a face mask, according to state and federal guidelines. Now, unvaccinated people are asked to wear their mask inside buildings to protect themselves and others. Signs will be at building entrances, and masks will be available for visitors who need one. No one will be forced to show proof they've been vaccinated. Let's get into more of your headlines with your 4 to 5 roundup. A man accused of killing his girlfriend appeared in a Guilford County court today. Cadogan made his appearance over Zoom as the judge discussed a possible sentencing. Michael Cadogan was extradited back to High Point last night from Tennessee. He was arrested last week for reportedly killing 19-year-old Gianna Delgado. Delgado's body was found in the trunk of her own car by deputies in Tennessee. Cadogan was driving that car to meet a friend after he asked for help getting rid of the body. The friend called 911 and said Cadogan showed Delgado's body over FaceTime. Cadogan's next court date is August 20th. We do have a team in the courtroom and we'll bring you a live update on his appearance at WFMY News 2 at 5. And 16 people are now confirmed dead in Florida. Search and rescue crews are still digging through the rubble of a collapsed building. The Miami-Dade County mayor said they found the bodies of 4 more people today. 147 people are still missing, and Florida's chief financial officer says this is now the third largest building failure in the nation's history, behind the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995 and the 9/11 terror attacks. Authorities in Florida requested more search and rescue workers from federal governments as the chance of severe weather makes the mission even harder. And America's Dad is getting out of prison after charges were dropped against Bill Cosby. The former comedian filed an appeal in December, and his lawyers argued Cosby's whole life was put on trial, which led to prejudice in the courtroom. The Pennsylvania State Supreme Court reviewed a judge's decision to let prosecutors call 5 other accusers. The state also examined an argument that Cosby had an agreement with a former prosecutor saying the comedian would not be charged. Cosby was convicted back in 2018 for aggravated incident assault and was deemed sexually violent predator.
Well, today is the deadline for phone companies to adopt new technology to stop those annoying robocalls, and I have been getting more of them lately. The FCC wants companies to install a call authentication technology which will verify that a person really is who they say they are. Companies will also have to report if they're complying with FCC policies.
Swear to it, because I want you on record saying that you are doing these things to stop robocalls, and if you lie to us, we're going to come after you.
Consumer watchdog U.S. Public Interest Research Group says Americans are losing $10 billion in fraud attacks and another $3 billion per year in wasted time answering those phone calls.
Well, it's the end of June, but hurricane season is just getting started, so I'm keeping my eyes close on the tropics, where we do now have this sort of broad area of low pressure, not showing great organization, but better than yesterday. And as it moves over these warm waters in an area of low shear, the conditions favorable for better development. So over the next 5 days, we could see 90% chance of development, so a tropical storm or tropical depression number 5. The model's kind of showing this storm system as of now sort of tracking its way towards the Windward Islands, and then we see this curving a little bit further north, and then the uncertainty does increase. We're not quite sure exactly where it will go as we move through the course of the week, but again, keeping a close eye on it just for you. Here at home, muggy feels, hot, humid. I mean, that's a story, that high pressure pumping in that tropical moisture to the triad, and we're feeling it. I mean, the 90s right now. It is hot outside, and for tomorrow, we start to cool off a bit as some showers and even storms roll into our area. For your Friday, much of the same story, some showers and even some storms right ahead of that cold front, and then just behind it we get less humid conditions, making it a little bit dry for your Sunday and Monday. That full 7-day up next.
All right, when you think of buying a houseplant or two, it used to be this was the way that you did it, a big box store or maybe the farmer's market.
Used to be. That's how I still do it. How are the cool kids buying plants?
So cool kids are buying them online. Yes, because it's become decor. Yes.
Okay.
For example, we're going to show you some things here. The plants are actually decor, right? They're not just like, hey, I'm going to sit this on my desk like this one here, which I want to say I have kept this thing alive for 6 years.
It's been here
6
longer than I
years?
have.
6 years I've kept this thing alive.
It used to have marshmallows in it.
True, that's another story.
Marshmallow. Yeah, I want to hear that story.
So, but do you do the plants as decor?
No.
I don't have any plants.
I always say I had
I like them,
one
though.
cactus and I killed it. My last name is Gardner.
Not a
my
gardener.
thing.
Got it. Okay. All right. So this is becoming a thing. It's becoming an it thing. Plants are all over social media. They're a must-have in your space. And now, like everything else, you can order them.
Plants in their prime, potted and ready to go.
Well, Consumer Reports just checked out several online retailers who ship a daily dose of green, from major retailers like Home Depot and Amazon to curated collections from The Sill, Bloomscape, plus flower delivery service like Boaks and Urban Stems. So several retailers offer help pamphlets as well as trendy pots that you can swap out for the future.
So what we're really looking for here is what you're getting and if it's worth what you're paying for.
The ZZ in a 6-inch pot from the sill costs about $63, and that's before tax and shipping costs. That same plant from Amazon costs about $30 to $50, and that might even include shipping. If you want to give the gift of greenery, Books and Urban Stems offer guaranteed delivery dates and often next day delivery, but again, it's going to cost you, and the selection's a little bit limited. Last but not least, the ZZ plant from Urban Stems costs about $80. Okay, now if you're looking for a little more affordable option, you might want to consider swapping plants with friends or even joining one of those Buy Nothing on Facebook groups.
Yep. All right, so look, very rarely do you get behind the scenes. I mean, like this. We're talking about the Inside Tracks Zoo Trek program at the Greensboro Science Center, where you can get this close to that. We're going to tell you what that is in just a minute. Look how sweet, like he's hugging on the keepers here. More on this coming up as the 4 to 5 continues. Look at that face, please.
Supposed to go up. But because of his allergies.
Mic check 1 2 1 2 3. What did it do? Did it pop out? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Check.
Technical issue.
Well, we're in like a warehouse. That might be
Probably the ghost.
Also, it's the mic. It's just.
Oh yeah, there's a ghost in here.
Check 1 2 1 2. I wonder if they're phasing because we're close together. Would that can that happen?
All right, you really have to love animals like these to love this next story.
Yeah, imagine being able to get inside the exhibit and experience the animals at the Greensboro Science Center with the keepers. So Eric Chilton is there now to talk about this program that allows you to do just that. And we just learned what that animal was behind you. Is it Okapi?
Okapi.
Yes. It's time for some education. That's right. Maddie knows. She said she's been watching too much Nat Geo. Elizabeth is the keeper here. Tell us what this is and where it's from and all. He's so beautiful.
Hi guys, this is Bakari. He is our Okapi here at the Greensboro Science Center. Okapis are native to the Congo and Africa. They are the closest living relative to giraffes. So you can kind of see that in his ossicones right here. And then he does have a 14-inch long tongue. If he decides he wants to eat some more browse, you'll be able to see that nice tongue. Yeah, am I stinky today?
Look at it. When I looked at him first, I don't know if you can see the legs or not, Manny. But he looks like we started out making a zebra from the ground up and then changed minds there at the last minute. Beautiful markings, though.
Beautiful, beautiful boy.
What is he eating?
So he is eating sweet gum browse. So browse is just a fancy term for parts of a tree. Actually cut this from one of the trees we have on property, and he loves it. It's one of his top favorite browse.
He's beautiful too, and a pretty strong animal. Now this is like full grown, the whole thing. What's
Yep, so he is full grown. He is 14 years old. They can live into their 20s pretty easily, especially under human care, so in zoos. And
he's just beautiful.
He has been he's fathered 7 children.
Oh, okay.
So he is a very, very grown-up boy, aren't you?
This is awesome. He's beautiful, and this is exactly what you get to do if you do this program. So you guys check out all the details on WFMYNews2.com. You can get this close to this guy. Look, he hugs her. He loves his keeper. It's so cute.
Yeah, he's a good boy. You wanted this? Good boy.
It really does look
I love
like
my
they took a
enrichment.
zebra and they took a giraffe.
I love.
And God just put them together.
Yeah.
It's like a copy.
Got the
Yeah, I was so intrigued by the name. Like I looked it up, and it's literally spelled O-K-A-P-I.
O-K-A-P-I.
Yeah. Okapi.
I like it. I love the Science Center, and I don't know if you're new to the area, if you've been able to go yet, but it's not just for kids. Like they truly have something for everyone, and now they have this experience, which if you're into animals, it's for you.
I'm into all things science, so you know.
There you go.
Well, it looks like we have another bonding experience we can have together.
We have a list
We have this
of
long
things
list
that the 4 to 5 wants to do. So Monique, you are officially invited.
Part of the party.
If they ever happen. They haven't happened.
Awkward.
yet.
We're going to do it because things are opening up. You know what I'm saying? So we're
They
gonna
are
do it.
opening up.
And this will be a fun one we could do. We could easily go to the zoo, to the Greensboro Science Center.
Yeah, here's my issue. Somehow, Chilton gets the fun assignments. Always.
He had food
And
last week. You're right.
He gets food.
I
he
missed
gets
that.
And you know what? I don't know if they're being given to him or if he is asking to do these, but I'm going to get to the bottom of that.
Well, the good thing is when you're around people who attract good things, you attract good things
That's good
too.
to
So
know.
I'm just going to hang around him. That's what you're telling me. I'll attract good
for
things.
sure. If you're looking for good fortune, good stories, it's Chilton all
Yeah.
the way. All right, we are heading to break. The 4 to 5 is coming right back. We're verifying if drinking lettuce water is going to help us sleep.
Never thought about
The
that
internet,
before.
crazy place.
Lettuce water.
If you see it on the internet, it must be true. Did you detect that sarcasm in my voice there? We're talking about a new TikTok trend. It has users wondering if lettuce water can help you sleep better. This trend started when a user steeped some lettuce leaves in a cup of hot water, claiming it helped her sleep. And this video has more than 1 million likes on the platform. So we're going to verify, is there evidence proving lettuce tea helps people sleep? Let's break it down. Our sources are studies from the National Library of Medicine, a sleep doctor, and a medical herbalist. Several studies report that lettuce contains a chemical called lacticarium, which is natural and it helps people relax and fall asleep. Scientists tested the theory by feeding mice lettuce and noticed that some of the mice grew more tired. Medical herbalist Todd Cadogan says if you make an extract out of lettuce for tea, there won't be enough active ingredient to put a person to sleep.
You're not going to extract very much of this lacticarium, the active ingredients, and there's not very much in there to start with. So I doubt that it will have an observable, objective sedative effect.
Sleep specialist Dr. Michael Brewis explains neither study provides enough data that lettuce water or tea actually helps you sleep.
We've got 2 studies that I've been able to review, the 2017 study and the 2019 study. To be fair, those were done in rodent models. That's the only studies that I've read about lettuce. And I just don't feel that it's a compelling enough data to be able to say, hey, everybody, go out and do something like this.
Yeah, let's go out and get some lettuce water.
Well, I was wondering when I first read this story and I saw this claim, like, is that why I'm so tired? Because I eat too many salads? Like, what was going on? But maybe not. That lacticarium. Scientists,
yeah, educate us on this.
So I do the weather.
I want to be clear here.
Yes. I like science, but I stay in the weather department. So yeah, don't really know all the details about health.
All these TikTok scientists, though.
All
these different challenges.
No,
and trends.
actually, though, TikTok is a very good place to get knowledge. I will say
trying
that.
to tell her.
To learn about lettuce water.
I mean, anything. You learn a lot.
I saw how you can clean a really dirty pan on TikTok.
You find great places to visit if you're in a town you're not familiar with on TikTok. I mean, I find good restaurants on TikTok.
You can find the news headlines if you follow me on TikTok. Shameless plug.
Y'all are convincing me a little bit. A little bit.
I'll get you there.
You have to download it. Why not?
I don't know.
Learn
There's just so many
moves.
social media apps.
If you take your rapping on TikTok, I guarantee you'll go viral.
Oh, you rap?
I rap, girl.
Oh, spicy. Learning something new every day. Oh, copy. Now we have a rapping Lauren.
Lettuce water doesn't really help you sleep. Come to the 4 to 5. Who needs TikTok when you have the 4 to 5, right? All right.
Well, it's hot outside. It's been hot today, and in the Pacific Northwest, they're still dealing with oppressive heat there. And then in the Northeast, they've also been dealing with some heat as well. Take a look at that full 7-day, though. Thursday, tracking some storm chances. Friday, even greater rain chances through the weekend, starting to dry out for your Sunday and your Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, heat comes on back, and so does the humidity. So 4th of July, shaping up to be a great day. Have a wonderful rest of the day this Thursday.
Wednesday. And coming up on WFMY News 2 at 5, multiple Greensboro residents have reported issues with their cars being egged. So we're digging deeper into who is pranking residents in the area and what's being done to put a stop to it. You can get, though many view egging as a prank, WFMY News 2's Jess Winters found out you can get in some serious.
Again. Hey, Callie, mic check 1, 2, 3. We're doing the 5 o'clock news. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hi there, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over here in High Point. Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Hi friends, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's time for my 2 cents. It's been a few days since I've been in the office. I've spent the last 6 days spending time with friends and family in Virginia, and it was a wonderful trip and one that was much needed. The coronavirus pandemic has prevented me from seeing some of my loved ones in over a year, but this particular trip was special. Instead of sitting in the house or just going out for a bite to eat, my parents wanted to do something that we haven't done in years together. A day at the amusement park, and boy was it fun. It's been about 6 years since I've been on a roller coaster. The rides and the funnel cakes were great, but this type of bonding with my parents was different. We were in a space where we could all let our hair down and be children all over again. You know, between work, meetings, and Zoom calls, it was a stress reliever we did not realize we all needed. I did have to beg my mother to get on a few rides with me, but she thanked me in the end. It's just been a while since we all just had fun. And as the world continues to reopen and life slowly gets back to being more like it was pre-pandemic, I encourage you to plan a family outing that is out of the norm. The hours spent together in a different environment will create memories that will last a lifetime. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
Today, the man accused of killing a High Point University student went before a Guilford County judge for the first time.
Police say Michael Cadogan killed Gianna Delgado in High Point, but then tried to dump her body in Tennessee. WFMY News 2's Jenna Cruzita joins us live with more on what happened in court today.
Good evening. Today was Michael Cadogan's first court appearance. He was extradited back to North Carolina from Tennessee